For me, my presentation will be a quick story about what I'm doing in Haiti. It is just a journey because in 2000 when I finished a study for history in Dominican Republic, I go back to Haiti, and my dream, my mission was to reforest Haiti, to put Haiti green. I have an organization called Green Haiti, and I went a little part of land to start a nursery. And I don't have money at the beginning, and I was to go to the market to look for some pots to grow some trees. But in 2003, I have the opportunity to go to Israel, and I visited this garden, the APGA garden. And when I get there, I say, wow, this is something I can do. And when I'm talking to the people, they say to me, in Israel, they don't have too much water. And I said, in Haiti, we have water, so can't I do it too? And when I'm talking about species, I said, in Haiti, we have a lot of species. So I said, I will go in Haiti, I'll try to do what I see in Israel. And when I go back, and I went to the bank, and I lent the money from the bank, and I went on 20 acres of land to establish a garden, not a botanical garden, because I didn't know anything about botanical garden. It's just a park. 4 years later, in 2007, I will open the garden, and I started to reproduce the star I see in the garden. A lot of people started to enjoy the place. In 4 days, we had 20,000 people visit the garden. We didn't have planned to say to them when they have to come. At 11 at night, nobody wants to leave the garden. So when they are leaving at night, they just pick up all the trees and just put garbage all over. You see, we put here some bins to put the garbage. They don't put anything there. So, in 4 days, they almost the garden we established. We take 4 years to establish. They took four days almost to destroy. What I learned from that? I learned 3 lessons. First, Haitians love beauty. We didn't put music. They come to visit garden. They come to visit plants. They come to visit flowers. And the second thing is we have to invest in environmental education. A place like that, if they come and visit, put garbage like that, pick and store the trees like that, because they don't have education. And the third is the garden is too small. So in 2008, I went to Canada to visit Montreal Botanical Garden to understand what it's a mini botanical garden. And when I get there, I see that it is something big. It's like an airport. They have a lot of infrastructure. I say, my God, this is a botanical garden. And I go back to Haiti and I start to promote a national botanical garden. But I didn't have any knowledge about botanical garden. And I'm searching on the net, find an institution called BGCI. There is a botanical garden, Cube Garden. They have a course about management botanical garden. And I wrote them a letter and I said to them, I want to be part in this program. And they said yes to me. In 2009, I went on to Kyoto to participate in this course. You have to write something in order to have your diploma. My document was advocacy to establish a national botanical garden in 2015. So since 2009, I said I will establish a botanical garden in 2015. During my research, I learned 2 things I didn't know. First, the Constitution of Haiti said that the government must to establish botanical garden and zoo in the country. And I said, that's good for me. So I have something to fight with them to say to them, they have to establish the garden. And the second thing I learned from a person called Peter Jackson, who were in Haiti in 1993 and tried to establish a botanical garden. And I just signed in an email, I said, I'm in Kew Garden. And I wanted to, I know that you were in Haiti to establish botanical garden. And he replied right away. And I kept in touch with him. In 2010, there will be a big congress in Ireland. And I said to him, I would like to participate. He said to me, come in. He sponsored my travel, all the fee. I was among these people, and I started to find some dynamic people. I remember I met Chipper Richmond and said to him, I want to to Eden Project. And you're talking about Tim Smith. He's a good driver, people, and he has good charisma. I said, if I have this charisma to more people involved in the project, he said to me, Cinea, you have the charisma.